Welcome to The Explainer. We all want that high-paying remote job, right? But what if the best way to get one isn't all that exciting? Today, we're diving into the hidden power of jobs that might seem, well, a little boring. I mean, let's be real. Everybody wants to be a travel vlogger or a cool startup founder. But here's the thing. The problem with those cool jobs is that the competition is absolutely insane. It makes them almost impossible to land. So that gets you thinking, right? What if the real gold, the best opportunities, are actually hidden in the jobs that nobody is even talking about? That's the path we're going to explore today, the surprisingly powerful world of boring but seriously profitable remote careers. To figure out which one is the absolute best, we're going to frame this as a competition. Think of it as a job off. We're going to pit 7 of these underrated jobs against each other and see which one really comes out on top. And any good competition needs a solid set of rules, right? A fair way to judge all of our contenders. So we've set up 5 key criteria to score every single job. So here's our scoring system. It's how we're going to break it all down. First, earning power. Pretty straightforward. How much can you make? Second, the beginner score. How easy is it to get started? Then growth potential. Its survivability. Is it AI proof? And finally, the freedom factor. All right, the stage is set. The rules are crystal clear. Let's meet our 7 contenders. First up, we have the short-form strategist. Now, this isn't about being a YouTuber or even editing videos yourself. Nope. Your job is to watch long-form content like podcasts and use your strategic eye to spot the viral gold, those perfect little clips for TikTok or Reels. And then you tell the editors exactly what to chop up. And you can see its strengths right away. Earning power starts at a very solid 48 grand, but look at that beginner score, a massive 9 out of 10. Seriously, if you're already scrolling TikTok, you've got the basic skills. Plus, that 9.5 freedom factor means clients just care about the results, not where you are in the world. Okay, contender number 2 is the customer service coordinator. When you're stuck arguing with an AI chatbot and you just start smashing the keyboard, typing "talk to a human"? Well, you'd be that human. You are the essential middleman between a really frustrated customer and an automated bot that just isn't getting it. The numbers here are strong, kicking off with a $65,000 salary. But what's absolutely incredible is its perfect 10 for growth potential. Think about it. As companies lean more and more on AI, the human who can manage and actually improve those automated systems becomes way, way more valuable. Next up, we've got the remote tech specialist. Look, if you've ever patiently helped a relative fix their iPad, you might just be qualified for this. This job is all about making technology way less scary for small business owners. You're helping them set up smoother, faster systems using modern tools. Now, if we check the scorecard, we're seeing an earning power around $60,000 and a really high survivability score of 9. And it makes sense, right? AI tools are powerful, for sure, but they almost always need a savvy human to actually implement them and customize them for a specific business. Okay, our 4th contender, it's a little morbid, I'll admit, but it's an incredibly necessary role, the funeral sales specialist. Now, this is not about some grim, pushy sales tactics. It's about providing peace of mind by helping families plan ahead, and that requires a huge amount of empathy and confidence. And wow, this one is a powerhouse. Earning power starts at 75 grand, and it scores a perfect 10 for survivability. It is completely AI-proof, because, let's face it, technology cannot replicate the human empathy this job requires. But that emotional weight does give it the lowest freedom factor we've seen so far. So our 5th job is the statistics validator. Ever seen one of those ads that claims 9 out of 10 dentists recommend, and you just kind of wonder who actually checks that? Well, this is that person. You are the fact checker who makes sure a company's bold marketing claims are not going to get them sued into oblivion. The pay here is between $40,000 and $64,000, and it has our lowest beginner score yet. But it has a perfect 10 for growth potential. And why is that? Because one single wrong statistic can trigger a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, which makes this role incredibly valuable to companies. All right. Contender number 6, the remote setter. This role is absolutely perfect for anyone who's been told they talk too much. You basically slide into an influencer's or a business coach's DMs, chat with potential customers to see if they're a good fit, and then you pass them on to a closer. You fill up their calendar without ever having to make the final sale yourself. The scores here are super impressive, with earning power shooting up to $84,000 a year. It's taking a commanding lead in this category for one very simple reason. This role directly brings money into a business. It also ties for the highest beginner score, which makes it a really powerful entry point. And our final contender is the Content Risk Reviewer. This is a really powerful gatekeeper role. You protect major brands by making sure their ads don't show up next to some inappropriate or brand-damaging video online. You're basically preventing the next adpocalypse. And this one is an absolute beast, with earning power right around $80,000. It also scores a perfect 10 on survivability. And that is guaranteed because the major platforms have already tried and failed to automate this job with AI. For this kind of work, human nuance is just irreplaceable. All right, all 7 of our contenders have faced off. Now it is time to see the final results and find out who wins in each of our categories. And here it is, the final scoreboard. You know, what's so fascinating to me is that no single job just dominates everything. The highest earner, the remote setter, isn't the most AI-proof, and the job with the most freedom, the short-form strategist, doesn't have the highest growth potential. It really shows that it's all about what your personal priorities are. So let's break down our champions. For highest earning potential, the winner is the remote setter. For most beginner-friendly, we've got a tie between the short-form strategist and the remote setter. Highest growth is another tie between the customer service coordinator and the statistics validator. Most AI-proof is also a tie, the funeral sales specialist and the content risk reviewer. And finally, for the most freedom, the crown goes to the short-form strategist. So, you see, in the end, there's no single best job. There's only the best job for you. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, what do you prioritize? Is it all about the money? Is it about freedom? Or is it about that long-term security against AI? Which category are you going to build your career around?